Good morning guys, happy Sunday. It's just after 8 o'clock, been up about half an hour cooking my breakfast. So when I was looking for my brown bread cake, I came across some pita breads that I bought over Christmas. So I've got out a wholemeal pita bread from Morrison's, which is a 60 gram one for a healthy extra B. In there I've got some low sugar ketchup for half a sin, 2 of the Aldi skinny pork sausages for half a sin each, and 1 cheese slice for a healthy extra A, half a healthy extra A. So there's healthy extra B, healthy extra A, and 1.5 sins with an apple and a coffee. Good morning, happy Sunday. I am showered and dressed, so I've got my new Joe Brown's woolen tunic on with a little vest top underneath, so that is a size 14, lovely and warm. Oh, that looks quite sunny today. And size 12 M&Co black trousers and slippers. I'll put some boots on in a minute. So I'm going to take Charlie out and then I'll probably set off to see my dad, so I'll catch up with you in a bit. Hiya, it's 11:15 and I'm out with Charlie. It's quite a sunny morning but crisp and cold, so Charlie's got his coat on to help him acclimatise after losing his fur. You can see how high of leg he is now. Spoken to my mum and dad on the phone. Dad's now on the stroke ward in the Hallamshire at Sheffield. So after I've done this, I'll be setting off to see him. I'm leaving this one at home to wait for his dad to come home from work. But yeah, I feel fresh, ready to face another day. I'm a bit nervous about the parking situation at the hospital, especially with it being Sunday. You know, there'll be a lot of visitors, you know, family visiting and that, and they, you know, visiting everybody in the hospital. And the parking could be quite difficult, but we'll just try and address that when we come to it. My sister's told me about another car park that's about 5 minutes down the road from the Hallamshire. Have I just said he has my dad's, I've tried to film this a few times so I can't remember what I've said. My dad's been moved to the stroke ward. He's now in Q2 at the Hallamshire, and he still sounds quite bright. He listened to the match on the radio, and when I looked at the results, it was 5-0. Sheffield Wednesday had lost by 5-0. So I think he was probably quite glad that he didn't go. And the hospital also arranged for a vicar or a minister to go and see my dad this morning for his Sunday breaking of bread. So he's quite happy. Yeah, I shall let you know later how things go. Right, I'm here at the hospital. I'm just in the car park. I'll turn the camera around in a second, but I'm going to show you this first because I'm going to eat this while I'm in the hospital with my dad. So I picked up a Subway on the way over. I think it came to £5 or £6 something with my drink. So I've got a salad bowl. I've got chicken teriyaki as my meat, and then I've got lettuce and spinach at the bottom. Cucumber, tomatoes, peppers, onions, gherkins, red onion, sweet corn and sweet onion sauce for 1.5 cents. So my teriyaki chicken is free, everything else is speed foods apart from sweet corn, and my sweet onion sauce is 1.5 cents, and then I've got a 7-Up free. So that's going to be my lunch. So it's just after 1. I've arrived at the hospital. I saw a Subway on the way, but I had to do a quick turnaround to get on the right lane to get in, so that was a bit of a nightmare. But the parking was actually easy. There was a parking space not far away from the entrance. So I'm here, ready to pay a fortune for the multi-storey, and I'm going up to Q2, which is the stroke ward, to see my dad, and I'll come back on and let you know how he is when I'm out. Well, good evening. It is 6:30. I am back at home. Sorry I've not had chance to log in and catch up with you since before I went into the hospital, I believe. But I went into the hospital, saw my dad, I'll tell you about that in a minute, and then went straight to my mum's for a couple of hours. So I didn't get the camera out or anything. So yeah, I went in to see my dad. He's bright, cheery, cheeky, talking well. It is not to go into too much of a detail, but we talked about finances, and we talked about Sheffield Wednesday, and we talked about who's been to visit him, and he seems to be able to cope with conversations like that, you know, so I'm pretty confident that his memory is functioning, you know, he's okay on that level. His right hand is almost completely useless, so he's struggling with things like writing, picking things up, eating, fastening buttons, texting, things like that. So I'm really not sure how that's all going to work out, because he says he can't fasten buttons. He's wearing like a tracksuit and a jumper, which is something I've never seen my dad in. Although he's not smart, it can be a bit grubby, if that's not too horrible a word. He likes to dress smart, so he likes to wear trousers and a shirt. So to see him in tracky bottoms and a hoodie was a bit strange, but it's something that he can just put on and dress himself. So yeah, I'm a bit worried. I know they will send carers in, but at the end of the day, you still need to be able to make yourself a cup of tea, don't you? So I'm hoping that over the next week while he's in hospital, he'll regain at least some use of it, so that he can do little things like that. He has at least resigned himself that he's got to stay in hospital for the week and get himself better. He's got that very clear in his head now, because I kept saying to him, "Well, what about this?" And he said, "No, I know I've got to stay in here at least until Friday." And then we were talking about after that, and it seems to have sunk in. He says, I'm going to take 2 or 3 weeks resting and not going to be out walking and things like that. He says he will still go to places where he can get to on the bus, but he's not going to be doing like 5-mile walks and the health walks and things like that. He knows that he needs to rest for a couple of weeks, and how I've put it to him is that if he goes out on a walk and falls, it's a responsibility on someone else. And also the occupational therapist and the doctors have been telling him that he'll be fatigued, so he needs to rest and recover. And he does seem to have got that in his mind. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it's gone today. I didn't get to speak to anybody, with it being a Sunday, but I have messaged all his friends, and my mum's going to go and see him because they're divorced. But they still keep in touch, and a lot of his friends and people from church and people from walking groups and snooker club and bowling club that he's got get well cards, they're all going to go and see him. He doesn't want to pay the $7.99 for the telly though, so he's wandering along to the day room. But that's okay, it gives him something to pass his time. So I'm happy with that. And then I went to see my mum. I had a coffee and a pear at my mum's house. And then I've driven home. So yeah, I'm at home now. I'm going to put my pyjamas on and have some tea, or have my evening meal, which I'll show you shortly. So yeah, I'll not see my dad again now this week. If he gets discharged on Friday, I might have to make some arrangements for next weekend, but I'll let you know as soon as I know. But again, thanks for all the messages and support, guys. It's really actually helping me. It's helping me to stay on plan doing the vlogging, and it's just helping me keep my spirits up, and that's one reason why I've carried it on. Although, like, obviously it's a private thing, and you know, my dad doesn't really understand YouTube and everything. It's helping me to cope with it, having this kind of outlet. So thanks for being there, and I'm going to go and get something to eat now. So as I say, I'm feeling really hungry now, and Andrew very kindly cooked me a Slimming World meal. So I have the Slimming World chicken balti from Iceland. I've actually got half the portion here, half a portion of Iceland frozen white rice, which I've obviously done in the microwave, and half a pack of stir-fry veg, which is carrot strips, bean sprouts, onions, some kind of green leaves, peppers, and I've also added tomatoes. So plenty of speed in there. Then I've got a few grapes, which I didn't eat today, and a 0 sugar fruit twist Fanta. Yum yum. Ready for this. Hello, my little boo-boo. Are you all legs? Where's them legs come from? Ta. Fetchy, fetchy. Oh, comes again. So settling down watching the last episode of Bancroft, which has been waiting to be watched for a while. And I've got my evening snacks. It's actually 20 to 9. But hey ho. I've got some Burton's fish and chip flavour, salt and vinegar flavour baked snacks. They are 6 cents. And a toffee and chocolate skinny whip for 4.5 cents. And in here I've got about 150 grams of Greek style yoghurt, and I've got some skinny syrup and 5 grams worth of hot chocolate powder, and I've mixed all that together and I've put it in the freezer for about an hour. So I've got like ice cream, so that's 1 sin there for the chocolate powder. I've had 3 sins elsewhere in the day, so that leaves me on practically 15 sins with a coffee. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.